This morning I'm getting ready for the hardest race I've ever been part of. A grueling 12 hours of non-stop hilly trails at Kilmarnock's ultimate long distance event, the K12 Ultra Marathon. Given the last race I was in was a 5k and I had to walk most of it because I had a stitch, it could be a bloody long day. Too late to back out now though. Time to test exactly what I'm made of. Will I surprise everybody by smashing my first ever ultramarathon, or will I end up greeting like a big Jessie? You can find out this week on Run Steve Run. Before we get started, let's have a look at the course we've got ahead of us today. I've managed some fancy Google Earth graphics, and I'm going to put in some shots of me doing a training run with Kilmarnock Parkrun's golden boy Graeme as well, so you're really going to get a good feel for the insanity of the challenge that I'm about to attempt. Firstly, here we have the hub of the event, the Athletes Village, where we have got a nice wide open space next to the castle to set our tents up. Absolutely perfect setting, lovely and flat at the start anyway. Everything we could need in terms of water, food, toilet, showers, a cafe right next to us, all together creating a great base of operations and a festival feel. When the race gun fires at 7 AM this morning, we'll start along past the tents and we'll turn up to the right for the first of three significant hills. The first one is short and pretty steep, but once we get to the top, we'll then get some fairly flat trails along the top of the hill. A really nice section covered by trees, so regardless if there's sun or rain, it's going to be one of the more pleasant bits of the course to run. Once we've weaved our way through the trees, we'll come through the gate at the end before coming to a short break in the trail for this fast downhill road section. We'll then take a left and re-enter the trails for a long slow climb up hill number 2 before passing the horse riding centre, crossing Asloss Road and then coming back down past Dean Park's walled garden. Next we'll cross the river and come to this nice flat open section before reaching the third and probably most challenging hill as we zigzag our way to the top. We'll then see our only glimpse of civilization as we come past the houses of New Farm Loch before reaching our toughest descent. Usually I'd find the descents in a course to be a nice wee rest and a chance to recover from the hills, but the gradient in these hills means there's so much braking force required that the downhills are actually every bit as challenging as the climbs. Once we come past this tricky corner, we'll then go across the river once more. We'll loop around the flat paddock and take on a couple of undulations that you'll find in Kilmarnock's Parkrun as well, before crossing the river for a final time and making our way past Dean Castle towards the Athletes Village and the finish line. It's a 3.75 kilometre loop of trails and hills designed to test grit and determination as I try to complete as many loops as I can within 12 hours. I hate to be a moaning big lassie, but a month before this I had pulled my back and had an infected bug bite hampering my training. I also got very little sleep last night due to my 5-year-old son falling out of his bed. Selfish. And some weird dreams, including one where I was chasing Danny DeVito. What else could go wrong? Oh aye, it's Scotland, so of course it's Pishenden. Whoops, that speed bump a bit hard. As I arrive at Dean Castle Country Park, it's still absolutely hammering down, but I've got no time to waste. I'm going to go and get my tent set up in the pouring rain and get myself to race registration. Come on folks. After getting absolutely drenched, spending half an hour putting my tent up on this dark and wet Sunday morning, it's now light, I'm in dry clothes and the rain has eased up a bit. When I arrived I was one of the first to set my tent up, but it's now starting to fill up a bit too. Getting my camp chair set up inside my tent, not only to shelter me for the rain, but somewhere to hide later on when it's really tough and I don't want the big boys to see me whimpering. Half an hour until we start, time to get to registration. Hi.
How are we?
Not bad.
Camera, Yeah, on camera, yeah. Hi Tony, alright?
Race number collected and pinned to my t-shirt, tent is all set up, and the race briefing is underway. Looks like I'm all prepared and ready to... Oh no, wait, fuck, I forgot my watch. Panic over, I've got it. Let's get myself calmed down now and get to the start line. And off we go. Only the most dedicated fan base getting up to cheer us off the line at this dreich 7 AM Sunday start. It's not going to get me down though. I've been looking forward to this race for months and I'm absolutely buzzing to set off. Time to forget about the rain, lack of sleep, training difficulties and everything else. I truly have no idea what to expect today, so I'm going to set off at a sensible pace and see what happens. The fullest I've ever gone before is a marathon, and the last 10 kilometres of that were hobbled on badly cramping legs. So I will hopefully be exploring new limits today.
Is that cheating? Can guarantee you with the 12th lip I'll be good.
My targets today reflect the fact that I am looking to just go further than I ever have before, with my bronze target being just to go further than a marathon. Given that only fully completed laps count, that means 12 laps or 45 kilometres, beating my old PB by 2.8 kilometres. Silver target is 50k, which is, in my opinion, the shortest distance that you can respectably call an ultra marathon. That'll mean I'll need to do 14 loops, and mentally 50k is the big goal that I have in mind today. Finally, my goal target will be 65 kilometres, because that's the distance I'll need to cover in my first ever DNFable ultra marathon and my target race for the year, other than the super prestigious Mauchline 5k, and that's the River Airway Ultra, which is in 6 weeks, albeit considerably less hilly than this course. To achieve my goal target, it would mean 18 laps and actually completing 67.5k. I've never even managed half of that in a race without getting horrendous cramp, so right now, that's a far off pie in the sky idea. Let's just get this first lap out of the way, and then we'll take it one lap at a time after that. First lap went great, just chatting away to folk in the race and taking things easy. The rain has almost completely stopped, so I'm going to get back to my tent and change my trainers. I better hang my jacket up to dry, that I got soaked earlier when I put my tent up. I've brought 4 different pairs of trainers with me today, and I thought it'd be sensible not to get my comfiest pairs soaked at the beginning of the race when it still looked like it was going to be raining pretty heavy, but it looks okay out there. So it's time to get my Hoka Clifton 9s on. I get the feeling I'm going to need all the cushion I can get. Anyway, better get cracking into lap 2. Now that I'm into my super comfy trainers, my plan for here is to come back into my tent every 2 loops, so roughly once per hour, although that pace is almost definitely going to drop off as things go on. I'll collect any changes of clothes or extra equipment that I need, plus I'll need to take on board a certain amount of carbs, calories, sodium and water. Now, to make things super easy for my tired brain to calculate, I've made 5 selection bags to get me roughly what I need, so I just choose a bag and I'm good, no need to stop and think. Now, if you're a regular viewer of my channel, you'll know that I rarely appear on camera myself. Not because I'm shy, just because I like to focus on the race action rather than being one of those self-indulgent YouTubers that can't help but spend 90% of their videos with their camera pointed at their ugly mug. Unfortunately for you, as this video is about documenting my pain and suffering, my ugly mug will appear on camera more than usual, as well as an unnecessary amount of upper thigh. Apologies for that. Fortunately, as you can see, the picture quality and sound quality are rubbish, so at least that'll cushion the blow a bit.
The weather's held up. It was supposed to be raining for the first hour or 2 and it really just pretty much stopped as we started. Can't believe it. The sun's out. Feeling good, right on pace, slightly ahead of pace and supposed to be an hour and a half right now. I'm at 1 hour and 25 minutes, which is spot on. I'm going to dip into my wee reserve and I'm going to go for a pee. Avocado, feta cheese, a bit of salt, pepper, chilli. That's us, good to go. So all going to plan right now. Let's hope it keeps going like that. Right, so we're now 3 hours in, about 22.55 kilometres, so we're pretty much on pace for 90 kilometres. That's never going to happen. Legs are starting to feel pretty tired, so just over a half marathon, that's to be expected. Not feeling any major cramps or issues, just a bit tired, so hopefully should be able to continue. Hills are taking quite a toll, so I ate a sandwich, that sandwich with avocado in it, and it did not agree with me. So I'm going to pretty much stick to gels, I think, salt tablets, and my electrolyte drink for a wee while and see how I feel. Take you outside now and you can have to take a wee run. You can see some of the coast now, everybody's starting to turn up. The sun is definitely out, it's a lovely day. Let's go and do a wee lap with the camera on.
Part of my plan today is to do some experimenting with what race foods work before the River Airway Ultra. In a few weeks, it turns out that spicy avocado sandwiches left in the fridge overnight to go mushy aren't a sensible option. Who'd have thought it? Well, at least I know now. Has left me feeling a bit queasy. Let's hope it doesn't lead to some GI issues later on.
That's me over the halfway mark, 26:38, 3 hours 38. It's getting tough, to be honest. It's getting tough earlier than I thought. I ran 27k on this course 6 days ago. It felt a lot easier than what today does. I don't know why. Maybe I'll come back run a bit. We'll wait and see, hopefully. For now, back to emptying the grit out of my shoes. 65k. If I managed to get that, that has got to be hard. I have to get some serious training in before River Air Ultra, and I've only 6 weeks to go. But back to it. That's us now. 5 hours and 7 minutes in, just approaching 35k. Wheels have definitely started to fall off, but it doesn't really matter. Just got to keep grinding. Lovely day. We're walking the woods. Gotta get running, I suppose. Thank you. Woo! Thank you. You know, back in the tent, I've done 9 loops, I think. Yeah, maybe 10 loops. I don't know. My mind's starting to feel very tired, and I've still got more than half the time. 13k left to go to meet my 50k target. Family should be turning up soon to give me some support, so that'll help. And I've taken some Panadol extra, so hopefully that'll help as well. Thank you. So that's us now. Very nearly a marathon, and I'm feeling a lot better. The paracetamol's kicked in, maybe just slowing down's helped. And oh, the family's here! Yay! Say hello to the camera, everybody. Hi. There. And hi, Siri. Hi.
Family's all here.
So it's like a festival here now, isn't it? It's lovely. Everything's gone well. Really surprised it's gone this well. Wait and see how how that continues. Thank you. You're on camera. Smile. You're famous in that channel, James. Aye, brilliant.
Have a good run, man.
Thank
You're
you.
doing
I've
well.
just hit 50k.
Amazing,
So
man.
that's my target.
That's my longest ever did 50k for me.
That's my longest distance to ever. So I am chuffed. Take it easy, man. Well, walking up probably the steepest hill behind the cafe, but it's only a short one. It's a very good hill to be hitting because my watch is just about to hit 50k. Yay! And I've still got more than 4 hours to go, which is, if you told me that this morning, that I could do that, I'd bite your hand off for it. Over the moon. Doesn't describe how I'm feeling right now. Still feeling really good. Kinda can't believe it. There we go. Official 50k. Let's see what we can get by the end. Oops. Thanks for the dance. Cheers. Thank you. Running in my Hoka Clifton 9s today, and I have to say, they've been absolutely superb. Well done, Graeme, you're famous. Ah, it's good, man. Loving it. How's yours going? Thank you. Thanks folks, cheers. Yo yo.
That's me now completed 15 laps and still feeling, surprisingly, really bloody good, although things are starting to tighten up and there is a deep pain developing on the top of my left foot, but I'm still moving very well. Getting some much needed help from my support crew of one and wonderful wife Megan. This is the last check-in I'll be doing before the finish, so from here it's just a case of getting my head down and getting as many laps in as I can before we hit 7 PM. As I come round the final bend for the final time, I'm absolutely buzzing to be finished, and even more, I'm absolutely delighted with the result I've achieved, smashing all expectations by not only running the 65 kilometres I set as my highest target for the day, but in the end, I finished in the top half of the leaderboard with an unbelievable 19 laps. I'd like to say a massive thank you to the race organisers, Jenna and Jamie. That's Jenna there. Jamie is the wee head in the background with the high-vis jacket on. It's been a brilliant day and a fantastic race. Also, huge thanks go to everybody I met on the day and everybody who joined in chanting one more lap as I get a bit overexcited with 40 minutes to go. Overall, I can honestly say it's possibly been the most I've ever enjoyed an event, and I'll definitely be planning to return next year.
And first is John Logan, who's completed 31 laps in a time of 11 hours and 53 minutes. Well done, John. Fantastic achievement, well done. And first is Sylvia Mulholland, who's completed 25 laps in a time of 11 and 32. So we've just got and in first was Deadlifts and Donuts. Congratulations, if you guys want to come up. And, yeah, right.
Next time in Run Steve Run, It'll be a very different story as I race the biggest 5k event in world racing. The Mauchline 5k Fun Run. Scott Hare will be in attendance. Can I finally beat him, or will I suffer yet another crushing defeat? You can find out next time on Run Steve Run.